oldest full-service restaurant is getting some time in the spotlight this week. Texas Country Reporter is featuring Orlando's on Sunday's episode.
KCBD News Channel 11's Brittany Michelson digs into its Tex-Italian dishes and flavorful history here in Lubbock.
When we first opened up, that room wasn't there.
Orlando's on Avenue Q has changed since it first opened in 1965.
At age 5, I actually helped my dad paint the walls back there.
So has one of its owners, David Sia.
So this is me and my dad. This is me, 16, cooking pizzas.
His father, Mike Sia, made his way out west from Brooklyn, New York, and eventually landed in Lubbock to open the restaurant. David started working at 11 years old and spent the next 20 years in the kitchen.
Most of the recipes come from my great-great-grandparents. They came over on the boat in 1918, Mr. and Mrs. Louis Orlando. And so a lot of those recipes have been passed down through the years. Of course, we've tweaked them and added our own, but that's where the basics came from.
Those tweaks include green chilies and habaneros, giving Orlando's dishes their unique flavor.
It's not your traditional Italian food. It's spicy Italian food. And that's one of the reasons we've been so successful.
Sia jokes that overnight success took 58 years to get here, with several partners, new expansions, and thousands of employees along the way.
Natalie Main's waited tables here. I have a picture of her carrying spaghetti. She waited. This was her first job.
And countless memories in every
the first
booth.
dates and stuff. We call this the lover's booth. Those connections and those relationships, they never go away. You know, especially now with social media and everything. They tell me all the time, hey, I went back in and sat in the booth where I met my wife, or we sat in the booth where I proposed to my wife. I hear that kind of stuff all the time about this store. So there's a lot of history in this store, a lot of history.
That history includes an employee who used to wash dishes. Now he's been a videographer for Texas Country Reporter for 30 years.
Oh my God, you know, they were so much fun. You know, of course we had lunch, and then we had some beers, and we had dinner, we had some wine. And I got to know Bob and his wife and his crew really well. It was good to see Brian. I hadn't seen Brian in years. It was a blast. It was a fun day. I really enjoyed it.
Texas Country Reporter is featuring Orlando's Sunday morning at 9, right here on KCBD. Brittany Michelson, KCBD News Channel 11.